Hi everyone, I'm Mark from Travelshorts. This is my daughter Holly, and welcome to the third day of our China adventure here in Chengdu. The plan today is to visit the Sichuan Opera, and we're not just going to watch it. We're actually going to take part. We're going to get dressed up, get some makeup done, and learn some routines, I believe. We're also going to see some very fast face-changing artists, go to some monasteries, and hopefully tonight head to a night market to get some food. And speaking of food, we just headed down then to get our breakfast. We're now back in the room. We're going to meet up with our Pandaville group shortly to head out. We have arrived at our first destination.
So, Wenshu is the name actually of the monastery. It's actually from Hindu. It initially in around 600 AD. But then it had a different name. It was a priory initially because there was someone in there, and her name was called Xinxiang or something like that. And so that is called differently. Then it got burned down and rebuilt, and burned down and rebuilt, as war comes and goes. Until in Qing dynasty, this was in total ruins. But there was a monk here, and upon his death and the following cremation, because Buddhist monks were cremated, it was said that the smoke from the cremation rose into the air to show the silhouette of the Bodhisattva Manchu. And they said, the monk was actually the human impersonation of him.
So our first stop this morning here in Chengdu is Wenshu Monastery, which is right behind us there. Vincent from Pandaville has given us a really good introduction to the monastery itself, so we already know the facts behind it and its history. But now we're going to go inside. There's a number of signs on the wall of this monastery as well, and people are queuing up to get their photograph taken by some of them. I've got to assume that one right behind us by here is the lucky one, because there is quite a line to get to that one, whereas some of the ones over there don't have any line, so they mustn't be as lucky, I guess. We have found out what some of these mean. The one with the large line is for fortune, and the one with virtually no line at all is for world peace.
And on your right hand side, that's the bell tower.
Oh.
No. The bell in there weighs around 4.5 pounds. 3 lives worth of misery.
All right.
And says here, says the authority can go all the way through the sky, through the 9 layers of the sky.
So apparently that desk just over there is where you can sign up to become a monk here at this monastery. Don't fancy shaving my head though. So we've got ourselves an incense stick. Gonna put it in the fire here, and then put it in the big pot in the middle. I think on these ones, if you rattle these bells, it is meant to bring good fortune and luck. So these statues in here, which kind of look like Buddhas, they're actually martyrs, and each one apparently has their own story. I don't know those stories. But yeah, so in here there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and in the room opposite as well there's another 10 martyrs. So that kind of wooden fish thing there, that was sent to this monastery by an abbot from another monastery to be used in the construction of it. It's actually a girder, so it would have been in one of the roof structures in one of these buildings originally.
People write down wishes on it as well.
Yeah.
Well, this one says, good study. Wow. Okay, another one is a good health.
So all these here is people who are making a wish. So they get one of these cards from somewhere, write their wish on there, then tie it up on here then in the hope that their wish will come true. Vincent was saying some say good fortune, some say good health. One must be a doctor who's wishing for more patience. We finished our time at Wenshu Monastery. We're now going to go and look for some lunch. Plenty of options here in the street just outside the monastery. So I wonder where we're going to go. Go on. Which one do you want? So before lunch, we have just got Holly some tanghulu because that is her favourite thing to eat here in China. And it's only 15 yuan, which is about £1.40. So this is what we've got. It's a set menu here. So that is mine, and that, and that. And there is Holly's. Look at the size of that noodle. We have finished our lunch. Now it's time for a Sichuan Opera.
上是婆娘包大人，下是皮筋儿，皮筋儿最强有力。
不强，
够我吧？
强啊！
别回来，你跑门快抓贼，回来！哎。
So Mark, you have to keep your head
straight.
Still, no sudden moves. 'Cause
Okay.
Otherwise, the crowd may topple.
No problem. I'll be like that guy with the candle on his head.
All right, okay, good, yeah. 他跟那个顶灯的一样，放心。
Oh, this is my new outfit. I'm going to wear this for the rest of the day. No, I'm not. What do you think? Oh, sorry. So I am the Emperor. Holly's getting dressed up at the moment. He is over there. Let's go and see what she's dressed up as. Me and Holly and everybody else in the group are now going to go on the stage. Doesn't Holly look great? It looks really nice, Holly. Really still. Otherwise my hat falls off. And the lipstick on. I got all sorts of things on. On my too?
What?
Okay. So I don't actually think I gave you an update. So we came to this Sichuan Opera House. We watched a number of acts. I know it's difficult talking to you like this, but we watched a number of acts. First of all it was a comedy show with a guy with a candle on his head. Then we watched some tea makers. What I think is probably the best one though was the face changes near the end. They were really good and very, very skilled. We then went backstage and the performers themselves actually did our makeup and got us dressed up like this. Didn't they, Holly? We feel very fancy. I am apparently the Emperor. What are you, a little princess maybe? Or a little Empress? I've got to be very careful with this hat because if I turn my head too much to the side, apparently it'll fall off. So we're enjoying being like this. We went on stage, got some photographs. Everybody else is kind of still getting dressed now. So we're just taking some photographs, then we'll go back. Hopefully I'll be able to wash all this off before we carry on our tour around Chengdu, because I don't fancy walking around like this for the rest of the day. What do you reckon, Holly? What about you? Gonna walk around like that for the rest of the day?
Yeah.
No. Unfortunately, I think it's time to get dressed, take all this get-up off, and continue our tour around Chengdu. Like I said, I hope all this comes off. I think without the hat, Holly looks like she should be in the band Kiss. We have de-rigged our costumes. We're just waiting to wipe off all the makeup now. Like, you want to wear the makeup for the rest of the day?
No, but you can.
I can. Yeah, I think I'll see walking around like this for the rest of the day. Yeah. Maybe. We have cleaned off all our makeup. We're back to normal now, which means we're going to continue exploring Chengdu. We have finished our dinner. That was really, really nice. I think I ate a little bit more than Holly. We're now going to be walking the streets of Chengdu in the evening, just looking and soaking up the sights. We're coming to the part of the city now which used to be an industrial complex. Over recent years, it's actually been renovated and now it's a hotspot for restaurants, gift shops. It's totally rejuvenated. So the buildings behind me now, although they look like restaurants, the actual structure behind them is the original industrial buildings that used to be here many, many years ago. We have now got some free roaming time for about an hour, haven't we, Holly? And I do have to say a big shout out to the other Holly who works for Pandaville. We were talking to her on the car on the way here, saying me and Holly have been looking for Jellycats and Sonny Angels everywhere in Chengdu since we came here. Because when you do Google searches for things like that, it's not very accurate. So she pulled up an app on her phone, which is like Yelp, but a Chinese version of Yelp. She typed in Jellycats and Sonny Angel. She found out there's a store quite close to where we had our dinner. And then she actually phoned the store just to see if they actually had any Jellycats in stock. So going well above what a normal tour guide would do, they spoke to us. They said, yes, we have Jellycats in stock. So now me and Holly, you've been wanting this for ages, haven't you? And now we're going to go to this store and get some Jellycats and Sonny Angels. But it looks like by here is an old train. An old locomotive by the look of it. Goes all the way down there. So the store that we're going to be going to now is called SDN, and it doesn't actually appear in Google Maps. It does, oh, Holly's seen it. It only appears in Apple Maps. So that's the problem with Google sometimes in China, is they don't, well, because Google, first of all, it's not really allowed in China. So you do find that the maps aren't 100% accurate. Apple Maps are, because it uses Guidebook, the Chinese company.
It's retired and you can't get like small dream jelly crap ages.
Okay. So we have just got Holly, 3 Jellycats and what, 7 Sonny Angels. I'm not going to tell you how much that cost because those Jellycats were British prices. So they cost quite a bit.
Actually, I didn't tell you in shop, but they're higher than British prices.
They're higher than British prices.
Actually, no, the duck was £20 less.
Okay.
So actually, that was a bargain.
So apparently the duck was a bargain. And how much did I pay for the duck?
30, but it's £50.
Okay, so I paid...
Before it went retired, it was £50.
Oh.
Now it's like 200.
Okay, so she did get a retired one, at least. 2 retired ones, but she's happy.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing. So you're happy with those. So we're just going to be walking around for a little bit here. We're due to meet up with the rest of the group at 9 o'clock, which gives us 45 minutes to explore by ourselves.
Stop that's got virtual thingies or event machines now.
The boo-boos.
Yeah. I wouldn't be so happy before. See, I bet they've gone down in price too.
We've just come to a Lawson's, which is a bit of a throwback to our Japan trip last year, because Lawson's, Family Mart and 7-Eleven are anywhere. We're going to get a refreshing lemon drink for Holly. This cake looks nice as well, a grape cake. I'm going to get myself that. Can you do it? There you go. So a couple of young girls just came up to Holly then. I'm very, very politely asked to have a photograph with her, so I'm okay with that. When we were here in China last time, it's the more old men who take sneaky pictures of Holly I don't really like, and neither did Holly. In fact, she really didn't like that. But because they were so polite, and they said that Holly was really cute, didn't they? So we don't mind that. Be polite and ask for a photograph, like for some kind of celebrity, but we're obviously not. We've now got about another 20 minutes before we meet our group. So we're still going to keep walking around a little bit and exploring. Holly's happy she got a drink. I'll eat that little grape cake that I got back in the room later. We have just got a hot stick for Holly.
That's a big thing.
Soviet Union.
Oh.
Yeah, they built a factory here.
We're back in the hotel. That was about a 20-minute journey after we met the group. We got in a DD taxi and we've now come back to the hotel. So we're now back in the room. We're going to sort ourselves out and then get to bed. Once again, I would like to thank today's video sponsor, Pandaville, who have been looking after us this whole time we've been in Chengdu. They did a really good job today. If you're not familiar with Pandaville, they offer bespoke small group family travel trips to here in China. They arrange everything from the transport, the accommodation, the food, the activities, and even the flights out here. And whilst we're here as well, you might have noticed we've got two people from Pandaville. We've got Holly, not this one, but the other Holly, who really helped us out earlier. I really want to thank Holly for doing that, finding those Jellycats and Sonny Angels for Holly, because we have been trying to find Jellycats for the last few nights and we just can't. Unfortunately, all the information on the internet about Jellycats in Chengdu is out of date and we just can't find anything. But because she used her Chinese app, she was able to find that for us straight away with just a few minutes. And also Vincent, he's been accompanying us all the way from London Heathrow, so thank you, Vincent, for that, really helping out on this trip. If you are interested in finding out more information about Pandaville as well, I will leave a link to them in the description down below, but you can scan this QR code, and I don't want it to be over covering Holly's face where this QR code is. So do you want to step down a sec? Or should we cover your face with a QR code? Oh no, you can still be in the screen. So you can scan, here we go. You can scan this QR code by here and that will take you directly to Pandaville's website. And if you want to speak to them directly as well, they do have a WhatsApp account. And if you scan this second QR code here, that will take you to WhatsApp where you can send them a direct message. If you have any questions about these tours or want any sort of further information, just drop them a message using that WhatsApp account. And all you lucky viewers, they are offering a discount to all you viewers of my videos. I'll leave the full information about that discount and the code to use, which is Travelshorts, down in the description down there. It has all the T's and C's for you to see. Yeah, even though this video is sponsored by Pandaville, I am not actually getting paid by them at all. So I'm trying to be as impartial as possible and I will thoroughly recommend them. Anyway, time to sort ourselves out and go to bed, isn't it, Holly? So we are going to end this episode here. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. It's really appreciated. If you're new here, my name is Mark, and along with my daughter Holly, we make travel and theme park videos from around the world. And if you've enjoyed watching this video, please think about liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell button. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, actually, just one more thing before you go. I have written a guidebook to China. It contains everything we've done, we've seen, all the activities, tips and tricks we've learned along the way, not just for this trip to Chengdu, but our previous trip to China, where we spent 22 days going through Beijing, Xi'an, Shanghai, Chengdu again, Guilin, Yangshuo, and even Hong Kong. Totally free guidebook. I won't charge you anything at all. I won't even ask you for your email address. I just try to help my viewers out by offering something a little bit extra, totally free of charge. If you are interested in downloading it, I will leave a link in the description down below. Or yet again, there is a QR code on the screen here if you want to scan that, and then you can download that directly. And then just one other thing, I will use the end of this video to promote my Instagram channel, if that's okay. These videos normally take me weeks or even months to edit. So if you want to find out where we are, when we are, you can check out my Instagram channel at Travelshorts. I post live story updates there whenever we're abroad traveling, so you'll have the latest information where we are. So that is the last promotion now. Thank you again for watching. Good night, and we will see you tomorrow for more adventures here in Chengdu. Bye. Next time on Travelshorts China Adventure.